Okay, so let's see how this goes. I am not a video creator. I've made two in the past. One was a RuneScape video in like 2011, and the other one was like a sword video in response to Lindy Beige. Both were terrible. So this is my first actual attempt at making videos of any kind, and I wanted to give a bit of an introduction to my channel. I love books. My YouTube name is Book of Mine Own for a couple of reasons. One, it's kind of a reference to Virginia Woolf's A Room of My Own. Anyway, I have been inspired by a lot of booktubers like Daniel Green, Murphy Napier, Mike's Book Reviews, and a lot of other booktube channels. And I've been very inspired to make one of my own. And because I read a lot, and I read a lot of obscure books, they're not, that common, I thought I might have a bit of an edge in some books and some contents that aren't too common, that aren't too known about. I mean, I do read normal stuff like Mistborn, and I'm getting through the Wheel of Time and all those big fantasy series. But my favorite kind of stuff, and the stuff that got me into the reading, are kind of a lot more throwback books. So, the channel will be about book reviews, I guess a bit of a discussion of like fantasy news and like Star Wars and things like that, and series that I enjoy. There will also be a bit of ranting, discussions, vlogs, reading vlogs, and all that sort of stuff. So, the first book that I am going to review for the channel, and my first ever book review ever, will be the book that I read as soon as I finished A Dance with Dragons, A Song of Ice and Fire, which is Tough Voyaging. So this is sort of like a quest story where the main character, Haviland Tough, and his cat travel around in a spaceship fixing other people's problems. And it gets pretty, sciencey and very, what would you say, existential, I guess. The next book that I am going to review is an Australian book, which is a magic realism about a person who turned into a person from fire, and their brother wants to bury them in a coffin. It's very strange. It's called Flames by Robbie Arnott, and it is a very, very strange book. Next is Blade Runner. To Android's Dream of Electric Sheep, which I have not seen the movie in a very long time. Picked this up because someone recommended it. Absolutely loved it, and thought I could talk a bit more about it. Now, I'm a bad person when it comes to series. I keep starting new ones which have like a million books in them. Just finished Mistborn, the first trilogy, and it's like I don't want any more series. But then, of course, I remembered that I had this and hadn't finished reading it, so I went ahead and finished reading it, and I absolutely loved it. And it ends on like a kind of a cliffhanger. Like the main character, ends up on her own. No spoilers, so I kind of want to know what happens after that. And did I just do that? Yes, I did. The last book on the first... Oh, actually, I have two more. Because I'm trying to read in very wide and various kind of genres and, kind of all over the shop. And, Jordan Peterson, funnily enough, when I was a fan of his a couple of years ago, kept on referencing this. Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, and that's a book with some perspective in it, if ever there was one. And there is one, and it's this one. So there'll be the first, and the last one is, what's it called? Heir to the Empire by Timothy Zahn. I read that when I was, maybe 15? And I don't remember any of it. Then Thrawn came back to Rebels. Timothy Zahn made a whole new Thrawn trilogy. And Thrawn might be in The Mandalorian now. So, I want to start where it all started. Heir to the Empire, Timothy Zahn. I don't know when that came out. Long time ago. Now, next year, I've got a lot of reading goals. Because I'm reading a lot and amping up that whole kind of part of my life, I'm going to have a lot more time to get through big, chungus texts. So the first big project of next year, which I'll have a review out on hopefully in March or something. The Stand. I've read, I think, 20 Stephen King books. My favourite being Misery and Eyes of the Dragon. I actually like Eyes of the Dragon. Everyone else hates it for some reason. But I really enjoyed it. The napkins and stuff. Thread. Brother. Interesting. I thought it was right. Now, what really, really got me into this particular genre is I was in a play in 2017? And it really inspired me. It made me laugh. It was really funny. And then I read the first part of this book, and there was only one other time I've laughed reading a book, and that was the Grant Naylor Red Dwarf book. That's funny. But the other book that I genuinely laughed out loud reading is the classic Don Quixote, or whatever, Donald Quick Oates. And, I'll be reviewing that as well next year. But, that's just a bit of a introduction to the channel. The quality will appear. This is just on my phone. I don't really even have an editing computer. Lighting is really bad, as you can tell. The quality isn't 4K or anything, but can only go up from here. So I look forward to seeing anyone show up to see any of my content, and hopefully we can have a bit of a time in the new year. So, book lovers and booktube watchers, I suppose. Hello, my name is Tristan Anlu, and this is my book channel.